These 6 men were convicted of murder as teens in the 80s and 90s, so they've never even used smartphones. This year, Colorado created a program to make certain longtime inmates eligible for early release, using virtual reality to practice being on the outside.
Oh, this is almost like real. This is crazy.
Vice News visited the class as the inmates used VR for the first time.
This year marks 26 years. I was 16 when I was arrested.
April will be 23 years, and I caught my case when I was 16.
I committed my crime when I was 17, and I just finished my 31st year.
I had to adapt in a way that no kid should have to.
I worry every day that somehow not ever functioning in society as an adult it's going to be impossible for me.
Today, we'll be trying virtual reality. So it'll be new to you, but it's new to pretty much everyone. How do you feel about elephants? Want to see some elephants?
This is the first class of inmates in Colorado's Second Chance program. Their sentences were so harsh as teens that it was unlikely they'd ever leave prison. But since the early 2000s, the justice system has become more forgiving of young criminals. Now, these men have the chance to be considered for early release if they finish this 3-year program.
So take a look around you for a minute. Looking back of you. Yeah, look, turn around. And is it playing?
Yeah.
Great. And are they walking towards you? Okay, great. Did you feel like you were there?
My stomach is turning. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That wasn't cool. I wasn't expecting that.
The classes teach them money management and computer skills, but this is the program's main attraction. 360-degree videos get the inmates comfortable with the headsets and show them how much the world has changed.
Why don't we try self-checkout?
Now I'm going to show you how to check out of a grocery store and pay for the groceries you're buying using self-checkout.
And the store trusts the people like that?
Yeah, they do. You know, there's often sometimes someone standing around, but by and large, yeah.
You will scan and bag your groceries yourself. Unless you need help, there's no store employee involved.
What'd you think?
That was amazing. It's like you're in there. I didn't know there was that much trust in the world, but that you can check out your own stuff. But I could stay on one of them things all day.
It's just a way different world than the world I remember. It was, in some ways, depressing how much of the world that you've missed, you know, after a quarter century, you know, has gone by. It's a different planet. Yeah, I would not recognize that as a grocery store. No.
This is the other type of virtual reality. With what you had on, you could observe, but you weren't really interacting that much. So this is much more about interacting. This one is how to do laundry.
Okay, what am I doing? Separating the whites?
Yeah, let's separate the colors first, and you can put it into one of the other cards.
Oh, damn.
That's okay. Once they're done, you can put them in the dryer.
Good. Wow.
Ethan Muller started developing virtual scenarios for inmates 2 years ago as VR production became cheaper.
Oh, you're a tough guy, huh? Is that it?
He thinks it's an effective training tool for both sides of criminal justice. He's developing VR to train police officers in conducting traffic stops and de-escalating suicide threats, and to prepare inmates to move between prisons with less anxiety.
If you can take the outside world and move it into here so that they can practice before they get out there, I think it's going to be really helpful.
I'm pretty sure it'll teach me the small things, laundry, how to work a debit card, how to work a cell phone. I got to learn those things first in order to move forward.
The next one is about how to handle a conflict. And so we're going to put you in a bar, and there's going to be a guy there trying to start a fight.
I shouldn't be in a bar anyway, I'm parole. But
That's right.
You looking for a fight?
No,
You just bumped into me.
that boy's tall as hell.
Half of all Colorado inmates will return to prison within 3 years of getting out. While data suggests that recidivism is lower for violent criminals, the inmates are worried about their odds.
Wow.
That's pretty intense.
I had a child when I was younger. And, well, I can't be a dad, but I can still be a grandpa. I'm just nervous about getting out and succeeding. I want to do everything that I have to do to succeed.
If they complete the program, their cases will go to the governor, who will decide whether to let them out. So it's possible their sentences won't change, and they'll stay in prison for decades.
I expected to spend my whole life in prison. In here, you don't learn to care about anybody, and you isolate yourself and you protect yourself, because that's what you have to do. I just have to figure out how to not live in prison rules. It's the hardest thing that's going to be for me, is to not be in prison mentally.